Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Mike. This is Basement Lettuce, and as you can see, we're already in trim jail. So yes, we've harvested the outdoor plants. That'll be the topic of this video. So get ready everyone, and let's go! Alright, so this little lady right here is the last one left outdoors. We've gone ahead and harvested everything else, and we'll go ahead and show you guys as much of the process as I was able to film and talk about what's going on out here, as well as a few more updates in the basement. We are about 1 week away from cutting those as well, so here we go. Here we are, mostly caught up to the most recent footage. This was just after I had cut all the other plants, and the only one left was this big Gush Mintz plant. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that, since this is the only real footage I was able to take before I took them all down, or at least good footage. So Gush Mintz here is the only one that technically made it to 12 weeks of flower. Terp Town Ticket, as well as Blueberry and Heathcliff would be cut in week 10. And then Skunk unfortunately got cut a little bit earlier than that in week 7. And then the other plant was in week 10. So the issue, this is the Gush Mintz top buds. The issue that decided when I would cut was when I started seeing bud rot, and you can identify that here. You see that little weird looking dead leaf. Once you investigate that, you'll see this discoloration, and you can see it's not just where that dead leaf is, it's spread a little, and you can see there's some PM too. So that's what, whenever I saw a plant beginning to get bud rot, I just went ahead and cut it. So like I said, skunk number 1 performed poorly on that. The first plant getting cut at week 7, which is this plant here. And one before it, or this plant was at week 10, and the other skunk was at week 7 before this. So yeah, unfortunately, skunk number 1 got cut a little bit early because of the bud rot. But this was the one that got cut at week 10. And then here we have Heathcliff. Unfortunately, as I said, I didn't catch any footage of this. And this was my own strain, and it didn't bulk up a lot, but it actually did pretty well. I expected it to get hit by the mold a lot worse, but it made it all the way to week 11, which is super good for this plant. And then Blueberry, I also cut really quick by myself, so I didn't get any footage, but it made it all the way to week 11. It actually bulked up a bit more than this. This was earlier footage, but it turned a nice color. And here we have the winner of the whole thing, Terp Town Ticket, which it's had to have been at least 10 feet tall. I'm about 6'1" peeking out there. So our strategy here was we cut the whole top off and we dried. That's what we hung up to dry. And then the rest of this we would put away for bubble hash, ice hash. So the way we did it was we did a little trim to get rid of all these big fan leaves. Get them all prepared to a certain size so that we could fit them in these 5-gallon buckets for a bud wash. So that's a hydrogen peroxide mix and then 2 buckets of just water. Swirl that around for 30 seconds each, and then the buds, you can see, do look a lot better after that. They get all cleaned up. And then of course we put them down in the basement, and that's part of why I do the defoliation and the bud wash, because I have issues all the time down here with moisture. Usually the humidifiers can handle it, or dehumidifiers. And that left a lot of this stuff on the bottom half, so we went ahead like I said, and collected that to be used in bubble hash. So you can see there was a bit of material, and then we went ahead and packed it up as best we could to fit in the freezer. So I'll get around to that as soon as I can. And then we were finally able to finish cutting down all the plants, and by that time the first plants we had cut before were already dry, and we had to get into trim jail. So yeah, trimming, you know, I'm not going to get too into that. I'll show you some close-up of the buds here before I trimmed, and then just after. And this is the Terp Town Ticket plant. So very crystally, but yeah, I don't do a super detailed job. Just get all the leaves off of it. But there we go. Then we got it once it's dried. So depending upon what part of the dry room it was, it took these plants between 6 and 8 days, which is pretty good for my setup. And then we put them in the jars. I usually try to cure for about a week, so burp them every day for a week before I smoke. That's when I kind of call it the end. But yeah, so I can go ahead and give you guys some numbers here. So for skunk number 1, from both plants combined, we got just shy of 240 grams. From the Heathcliff plant all by itself, we got just over 88 grams. For blueberry, we were just shy of 160 at 159, and for Terp Town Ticket, we broke all the way up to 288 grams. So moving on, here we are in the basement at the deep water culture grow, and this plant that we're looking at on the left hand here is actually a clone of the one that we ran in soil in the last series. Doing much better this time. As you can see, bulked up quite a bit bulkier than the outdoor that we just got. And this is in week 9 of flower, well, 2 days shy of week 9 of flower. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut these soon because I'm traveling. But this plant we're looking at here now is actually a clone from the one that we ran outdoors, and you can see it does look pretty similar to those buds, just a little bit bulkier, of course, in here, getting a little more attention. But yeah, as I said, I'm gonna cut these soon because they're starting to see PM. Especially where they're falling on each other, and doesn't get good airflow. And you can see here they're touch immature, but I don't want to risk it with the mold starting to happen and me not being here for like 3 days at a time. Anyway, that will wrap up the video. So if you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.